don't kill me, but yeah. So we got married. Me and Stephanie got married. We met on the RFK Jr. campaign and fell in love, and then we got married shortly after the campaign was over, and we got a honeymoon baby on the way. So he's due December 14th, and yeah, she's like 7 months pregnant. And I just put the baby registry up at the top because a lot of our friends and folks here on Clubhouse and on X Spaces have been asking how can they get us a gift. So I put the baby registry up at the top. Somebody recommended that I do that in this room because they wanted to buy something. And yeah, we really appreciate it.
You should put the things big and small on there. Also, I don't know if you got a bottle warmer. I'm just throwing some things out there like a bottle warmer. If you need like a rocking chair or a crib, I think you should put the big and the small things on there. Also, you're gonna need a whole fucking lot of diapers. So you probably should put some newborn diapers in there. Big boxes of wipes. You can't really have enough bibs, the washcloths, like the packs of onesies, get the all white onesies or whatever. What else? I think you got a lot of other stuff. If you want to get room decorations, you can put all your stuff in the baby registry. And just every time you open your room, tell everybody, if they want to get something for your baby that you got on the way, that they can click the link at the top. So, yeah.
I just told my wife to add that to the diapers and the wipes. The big stuff, though, we got all that stuff already. We already got everything. But, yeah, we just picked out, like, some fun stuff. Go ahead.
Sweet, congrats. I'm so happy for you. I am overwhelmed. I'm so happy. God bless it. So wonderful, Augustus. And I'm going to go on that. And thank you, Rye. Jeez, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. He talked to me and let me know he a first-time parent, so I just be throwing stuff out there for him. I definitely feel like, you're not going to be able to have enough diapers, wipes, bibs, the washcloths, the onesies. Like, get a pack of onesies, like the multi-packs of onesies, that's good to have.
Different size of diapers, different sizes.
Yeah, different sizes, not just newborns. Some kids don't even wear the newborns at all. They be too big for the newborns when they born. And if you sturdy diapers, like, I don't know, some people got stuff against it. For my daughter, I had Pampers at first when she was first on, but they didn't hold up eventually, so I put her in Huggies. Huggies was the best diapers. That held up or whatever. I remember that I was low on money and got some fucking Loves. Those were the worst diapers at all. Like, oh my God.
You should put stuff on there for her too, for your wife too. She'll need things if she's breastfeeding, whatever. She'll need things too, or comfort things, or maybe you, or whatever associated with that too. You guys are going to need things, so do that too. I'll support all that stuff. I love this. This is wonderful.
And for her too, Augustus, keep in mind, apart from your child, she's going to need some stuff for herself.
I just texted her that. I just said, can you add diapers and wipes to the registry and anything for you want? So
yeah, because she's going to keep in mind the mother also needs a lot. Her gowns, maybe slippers, stuff for her mother. Due to that the baby. She also needs care for her. So there's going to be stuff that she's going to need for her also.
Aromatherapy good, like lavender scents and stuff like that too.
No, not lavender. You gotta be careful with lavender. It can trigger epilepsy. I don't know if you decided to bottle or breastfeed, but you could pump the breast milk and introduce it into a bottle to alleviate the separation anxiety that mother and child will get. But I recommend if you go bottle route, glass. You thank me later. Do not use plastic. Use glass bottle.
Yeah, we got glass bottles too. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, my wife, she's like a holistic type person. She's a Maha type person, make America healthy again type person, and she's all about it. So, uh, you know, Miss Dawn, right? We're about to name him after me.
Yes.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah. So he's gonna be named Augustus Jr. So I'm gonna call him AJ for short until he wants to be called Augustus too. Yeah, I thought you would like that.
Shout out to you.
I love it.
Shout out to you, my brother. Bringing another one into the fold. So
yeah,
really do you comes with Augusta.
That is what you're the starting this whole thing. My father is alive. He's 87. There's a force, and he has experienced this joy of his great grandson and all this. It's beautiful. So you're just beginning this journey. It's a beautiful thing to see this. So I'm so happy for you.
I'm telling you, he's going to be complete.
I might have to call my son Augustus, I never thought about that. I might have to continue the legacy, continue on the Caucasian side. I'll do the sort of I hate these terms, Caucasian, Negroid, what the fuck? You know what I'm gonna say? You do it on the white Augustus side, I'll do it on the black Augustus side. Okay?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go, bro. Shout out to you, Dawn. It's been some time. Still waiting on my tequila.
As you can see in my PTR, I mixed it up.
Let me see. You with your daughter?
Yep. I'll try to find one of my grandson who's got the black mix. So we're a rainbow family.
Oh, that's cool. Yo, I got my video editor just sent me a video for today's post. So let me review this. I'm gonna go on mute. You guys chat.
You're a rainbow family, Joe, because Skittles has yellow 6, red 5, and Bobby Kennedy's getting those food dye colors out of our.
You know what I mean. Cute though.
Oh my God, I'm so happy. Oh.
That link above and help Stephanie and Augustus wardrobe their baby, everybody.
Yes, this is fun. I love doing this stuff. It's so fun. Raisha, thank you. God, that's so cool. Oh
no
my
problem.
God.
I just bought one thing. I'll buy some more stuff as the time go on and y'all put more stuff up there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh my God, thank you.
Something that I learned throughout my kids' life, we bought expensive cribs, and they probably slept in that crib 3 times.
For me, I had one of the cribs that turned into a pack and play. You could change it, and I had a bassinet. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When I first had my daughter, I had the bassinet that was right by the bed, and she did use that. Now, the crib, I never really used it, but when I busted down and turned into a pack and play, like, she actually did use that. But the crib, she never really slept in the crib too much. Like,
$300-400 cribs, and they only use it 3 times. Come on, man.
Yeah, the only crib that's worth it, in my personal opinion, is if you get the one that transitioned into a pocket play eventually. Like, you could basically, take it apart and redo it, and it turn into a pocket play. But, yeah, some people do be scared to put their kids, right beside the bed or in the bed with them, so it depends, Q. Some people use their cribs. I don't know.
We raised our granddaughters. We put them right in the bed. We I don't know, it was like this safety thing. We wanted them near, you know. Oh my God, it was such a joy. It was beautiful.
Okay, I just reviewed the content. I had requested some small changes from my editor. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, I'll put the link to my Instagram in the chat. It's an RFK Maha Instagram. And it's the biggest one out there besides his own, right? So I put a lot of effort into it. If you guys want to follow it, that would be great. I just put it in the chat. What's okay?
Good morning.
So yeah, man, there's like a lot of crazy shit going down, you know? A lot of crazy shit going down in the Maha movement. Just last week, newly released emails reveal Dr. Fauci instructed NIH employees to destroy federal records in an attempt to conceal key information from Congress and their COVID investigation. There's that. To highlight some Make America Healthy Again wins, there's been 900 Maha-aligned measures and legislation introduced nationwide. 56 big food commitments to remove food dyes, and 34 states adopt Maha legislation. So,
Augustus, what region do you represent?
I'm in Washington, D.C.
Well, I'm in Chicago area. Maybe we should talk.
Okay. 100%.
Augustus, so what's going on in DC that the media isn't showing?
That people like the fact that the National Guard is here.
I came across some information that they're not just cleaning up parks and cleaning up graffiti off the walls. They're actually in operation of, you know, getting deportees. They're actually out there arresting and deporting people.
The individual from Israel is speaking, and he's clarifying the assassination of Charlie, and he's in there speaking about it. So he just addressed it. Joseph Goebbels' Nazi programming minister said that the bigger lie, faster that it was spread, somebody fabricated a monster big lie. And he says that Israel had something to do with Charlie Clark's horrific murder. He's like, this is insane, false. It is outrageous. Charlie Clark was a giant, a once in a century talent who defended freedom, defended America, defended our common Judeo-Christian civilization. Charlie loved Israel. He loved a Jewish people. He told me that it is in the letter that he sent me a few days ago. Greatest joy.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Because the truth is that there's been multiple reports of people close to Charlie that he in the past month actually, you know, turned down $150 million offer from Bibi Netanyahu. Mm-hmm. He turned down a visit to Israel. I I don't even want to go there right now. I mean, this is about RFK. This is about making America healthy again. This isn't about Charlie Kirk. This isn't about Israel. Honestly, I'm sick and tired of talking about Charlie. I mean, I love Charlie. I am Charlie Kirk. But the shit has got me so fucking depressed the past week that I do not want to talk about it anymore. I just don't about it. It's got me in a bad mindset. And I would rather talk about positive things, right now. And I know that's fucked up to say, but it's true. So it is what it is.
It's depressing, right?
It is, dude. Thank you. Thank you.
I sent you a message in your back channel, Augustus.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
So do you have names to pick out?
Yeah, we're going to name him Augustus Jr.
Oh, sorry. I think you said that.
What's the
I
due
didn't
date?
read it.
It's all good.
What's the due date?
December 14th.
Oh, dope.
I think he might be about 2 weeks late and born on January 2nd. I'm just saying.
Just in time before the oh, that's so nice. Holiday baby.
Hey, I'd like to read a poem to the room, if I may, because, as Augustus said, Charlie Kirk's murder has caused a lot of emotional turbulence in the force. I hope you enjoy this poem. Many of you may have heard it. It's Invictus by William Ernest Henley. So this is a meditation. Just take the deepest breath of the day. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit, from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
Keep it up, John. I agree with KK.
John, I truly appreciate this version of you. The reading of the poems, the scripture. Thank you, sir. This is what I like about you.
Same. And when he goes and talks about RFK Jr., it's so passionate, bro. Like, he's a real supporter. And, as somebody who's dedicated their lives to RFK Jr.'s movement, I just really appreciate John's enthusiasm and passion for everything that is a part of our agenda, right? So, yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you for your support. The other night I was with RFK Jr. on Monday night. I was with him, Dr. Oz, Dr. Robert Malone, Dr. Eric Berg, Russell Brand, and a bunch of big hitters. And wow, what a room to be in. I mean, it was very intimate. It was a very small room. And we were talking shop, man. Like, it was heavy. Basically, we got into a conversation about the technology of war and winning this war that we find ourselves in. without violence, without firing any bullets, but with our ideas, with our content, with our talents. Hold on, I gotta review this new piece that just came in.
Whether you were kind of in the matrix, sir. You might want to repeat that while Augustus reviewing something. We didn't hear you.
No?
Much better, thank you.
Well, I was saying technocracy is supposed to be the new arms race.
Define that, please.
That goes with correlates with what Augustus was just saying. How they're conducting wars without having to use any bullets or anything. Technocracy. They're using technocracy to locate people that are a part of this global spy network, possibly.
For us simpletons, that would be mind games.
Well, I mean, from this current news media broadcasting versus what was said in the beginning of their campaign, I mean, it's already started. You know, the media might be controlled by AI at this point, from my observation.
You know AI is driven by man, right?
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, but not when it's left alone.
It doesn't go anywhere.
Is someone from New York here?
What?
Is someone from New York? I'm sorry, I'm just randomly asking you some questions because I will be traveling this tomorrow to New York. This is the first time I will be arriving at JFK Airport. I'm not just asking you, are you guys from New York? If someone is from New York, and my question is it when you arrive at 11 p.m., is it really true that you have a lot of traffic over there, so you come somewhere in the city if you go with the cab?
Why would you want to know if it's for a lot of people? Is it because
I'm not familiar in there, so this is the first time that I'm traveling to the United States, so it's quite.
So you're going to the city that never sleeps.
How long does it take from JFK to the city? That it takes it can take it from 1 hour to 3 hours. Is it true?
I don't know. How long from JFK to the city? I'm not sure. Anyone know that?
I mean, it depends on the way you get there. If you're driving a taxi, sometimes those taxi drivers will elongate the trip.
Okay. So taking the cab. What about where should I stay best? So, look, I don't want to face some trouble or something.
Hey, bro. I guess you use ChatGPT. ChatGPT everything. I want to go to New York. How far from airport to the hotel? Asking to make a plan for you. Everything is in it.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, which should I sleep? Look, I don't want to have problems.
Nobody here is from New York, bro. Nobody's from New York. That would have said something right now.
Okay, I got it. Sorry, guys. just interrupted you. I'll be quiet now.
Kuat, I just put a link in the chat for the JFK airport, from the airport public transportation into the city. So it'll tell you your options as far as bus or train, but you're flying into JFK, not Newark, correct?
Yes, I'll arrive
Yeah.
at International Airport.
There's a public information, so it's in the chat.
Okay, thank you. Let's bring them. Okay. Perfect. Okay, thank you.
So, KK, you put a definition of technocracy, what Q Weather was talking about, the government or control of society or industry by an elite of technical experts. So I believe that's not only it's either happening now or it's going to happen very soon. That's our path.
Well, don't you think it's already happening as far as the reliance on what we're all holding in our hand, the reliance on internet, the reliance on GPS to get to where we go and where we don't go? Like, maps are gone. Paper maps are gone. You couldn't find a young adult today that knows how to read a regular paper map, right? Then you have social media. They're able to control the algorithms on what they would like to see, you didn't see. And even during Meta confirmed and acknowledged that the Biden administration pressured them, the FBI pressured them to subdue certain information, but then project others, minimize voices as well. So I think we're already doing it, but it's become so normalized within our American society and culture that we don't question it. We're like, oh, that's just kind of how it is, right? So I think we're already in the midst of it, and people are just only waking up to the impact that it can have, not just politically, but as far as your health, everything. I mean, I looked up one thing about an orchid on Instagram, and I got 15 different ads for orchid mix, plant bugs, everything that you want to. I'm like, I looked up one page, and that's where we are. So, I mean, they are literally controlling your mind.
I put a link in the chat. World Government Forum Summit 2018. This new artificial intelligence called hybrid intelligence. It gives a layout on its trajectory, what it wants to be, how it wants to interact without using devices, using the medical industry. Very interesting.
And that we'll be putting something in our bodies, tracking. There you go. Yeah, putting stuff in our bodies to identify us, our pay systems, everything, our socials, everything associated with that.
It goes into great detail on what it wants to be as far as the new master, our new government. It's an interesting video. It's in the chat.
Also, think about, there's only 2 countries in the world that allow consumers to see medical prescription medications on for paid advertising on their TV. Only 2 countries in the world. And I think that was one of the Maha agenda points, is they were going to eliminate that, which means a lot of dollars are going to disappear from, the big legacy media outlets for sure. But, think about that control. Constantly seeing a prescription for this and that, and everyone's so happy and go lucky, and it's going to make it better. It just kind of puts in our brain subliminally that medication should be normalized and everyone should be going on to it, instead of saying, what lifestyle adjustments can I make to control or to minimize the adverse effects of the choices that I'm making, or the pollutants that I'm putting in my body, the pollutants that are in my environment as well. It's like they're doing it within our medical field too. So I would love to hear from Augustus as far as what is the actual stance on and the timeline of removing ads for medication on our TV screens, which I think would be a healthy thing to do.
Right. I mean, the problem with that is that they're protected under the First Amendment, under free speech. So there was an executive order signed that they're going to basically start to look at the specific different medications that are being promoted on TV, and some of them will be removed, but all in all, this is like an issue that could go all the way up to the Supreme Court because it's protected under the First Amendment.
Then later on down the line, those medicines that are being broadcasted nationwide just so happen to go through a class action lawsuit for the side effects.
So I think that's what they were saying, is that they will allow the advertisement, but you have to give full disclosure on the adverse effects of it, which would be, and many times, 4 minutes long. Understanding the price of actual ad space, that would be very expensive for medical advertisers.
That's right.
But do you think it's interesting that there's only 2 countries in the world that allows this? And I thought, John, what you wrote in the chat was very interesting about NLP. Very interesting.
There's already a vaccine victims U.S. fund. This is what I researched during the pandemic. There's already a United States of America vaccine fund for vaccine victims to compensate them because so many children do have severe injuries from these vaccines. There's already that fund in place, but it's not for COVID-19. So Kennedy, I believe, is trying to rip away the indemnity that was given to them during the national emergency for COVID-19. And in terms of deceptive advertising practices, I've worked in digital advertising for 20 years. It's everywhere. Facebook and Google are the biggest purveyors of scams on the planet. It's called deceptive advertising, clickbait. It's called. There's so many ways to label scams and frauds, but the United States government, the Federal Trade Commission, constantly brings down deceptive advertisers who make wild, outrageous claims. And the wild, outrageous claims of the COVID-19 vaccines is that it will prevent you from getting COVID and it'll prevent transmission. Those were deceptive claims made by Fauci, by all mainstream media. The morning show, sponsored by Pfizer, get your vaccine today. Joe Biden
say that it would heal you.
Exactly. When the government makes the claims, it's not deceptive or illegal because they're the government. So we don't just have a big pharma problem. We have a government problem. This means employees and elected people in government are the problem. We live in clown world, and this is a war. Don't make no mistake about it. This is about yourself, meaning that your brain and many people on this app are completely co-opted by the narrative. And the only real truth in the law is when you break the seal of violence, now we got a bigger problem. But the truth is the war for your mind starts at the advertising level. There's publishers and there are advertisers and there are consumers. And so if you want to liberate yourself from the system, all you have to do is click that link above and buy little Augustus II a little baby onesie. So Stephanie doesn't have to fork out that $20 to get that new outfit, everybody. And don't forget to look at the green and the blue options, beautiful color patterns, manufactured in China, of course, but that baby, Augustus II, is going to love that outfit.
So if I could just jump in, guys, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm old enough to know that it used to be illegal for drug companies to sell, advertise on television anywhere. And Bill Clinton, that era changed that, where he allowed that or signed off on a congressional to allow for that. So that all started in the late 90s. But prior to that, it was illegal. So I don't know if people know that story, but that is the truth. And we're all beating around the bush here on the technocracy. And there's an alignment in our current government right now that's deeply concerning to me, and I've been railing on this for over a year now, and some of you ain't gonna like it. But the unholy alliance between Elon Musk and Palantir is gravely. I don't know if people want to talk about that, but so Elon's grandparents. I don't know if you've done a deep dive on Elon. His grandparents were Canadian, one pair of them, and they belonged to a political party in Canada in the 1940s. You guys aware of this?
Vaguely.
Say it again.
It's called the Elon's grandparents belonged to a political party called the Technate Party of Canada. Technate. N-A-T-E. Okay? And this Technate Party, we're talking 90s, two of the pillars on their platform were, believe it or not, having a social credit score using technology. Okay? Social ID, the whole fucking thing. This is 1940. The other part of the platform was a unification or annexation of Greenland and Canada to the United States. So if you all just thought, holy shit, yeah, what a great idea. Strategically, it makes sense to have Greenland and we'll make Canada. There's a methodology behind this. It's not just some random Trump said, hey, we need Greenland. This was Elon Musk driving this. This party's almost 100 years old. Party was outlawed in Canada. Then they went to South Africa, his grandparents. All right. And now we have Palantir literally taking over all the data that the government acquires, and then some, and then using AI to have predictive programming or predictive pre-crime, predictive, and this is where Maha jumps in, and I'm not bashing it, but he talked about wearables. And need wearables is if you want to track people's health. And the platform that they used. It's very distinct.
Well,
That's where the Tesla bets come into play.
These people won't live forever. No one does. You can't swap out organs like they say that Z and Putin were talking about and live forever. Everyone's going to the same place through the same door, and we all came from the same place and from the same door. So I would, again, just encourage everybody in the Make America Healthy Again room to remember the wise words of Franklin Delano Roosevelt when he said the only thing you have to fear is fear itself. So a lot of these things will turn in on themselves, meaning like Zuckerberg's glasses AI, failure at his recent demo. But the truth is, we need more transparency. And if everybody was transparent, there'd be a lot less crime. No one knows what the future has in store, but today is how you can start making yourself healthy again. Go touch grass. That means go for a walk. Take 10 deep breaths. I have a little ring finger clicker, and every time I take a deep breath, I click it and I count how many deep breaths I'm taking today, because our breath is life. and breath will help you focus. And focusing and determining your priorities is how you can personally achieve self-governance and personal responsibility and self-reliance, because our solutions aren't going to come from the government. The government only creates problems. But you as an individual, if you can make your life better by solving all your little micro problems, then you can start working on bigger problems, like clicking that link above and buying a cute little baby onesie for Augustus II.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, John. But also, I think what Michael is saying, that if we're not aware of what to look for, then we fall right into it. And so awareness and the ability to be aware in order for us to fight back and stop it, right, is important, because we know their goal, they can't live forever. However, the goal is transhumanism, right? That is the goal, because they've been freezing bodies since I was a child, cryogenics. So I knew that at a very early age. So, and people are still saying that's a conspiracy theory, and that's not.
Well,
So
Dawn,
it's important for people to know.
Dawn, awareness is ultimately important, but what happens when you put honey and chocolate on a turd? It's still a turd. So all communication is hypnosis. Just know that. Don't believe the lies, Dawn. The lies are going to just drive you wild. They'll never stop. No one's going to live forever, and there's nothing new under the sun. Everything that is has already been. These supposed technocrats who are supposedly the richest amongst us and supposedly the most intelligent, they don't believe their own shit, Dawn. They know they're full of shit. They know it's a surveillance state. Meta, Google, all these wearable devices. I hate to say it, but even Bobby Kennedy's, who believes in, health diagnostic wearables and tracking, maybe it can be helpful. I'm optimistic because data is important. Most people are unconscious about what they're doing to their bodies every day. Many people go to McDonald's, they don't even know they're in McDonald's. Many people have a giant Snickers bar and a slushie at 7-Eleven, and they call that fruit and vegetables. Okay, Dawn? Most people are, as you pointed, unaware of even what they're doing. So awareness is very important. That's why you all need to click that link above and buy a cute little baby onesie for Augustus II, Stephanie and Augustus. Remember, all communication is hypnosis. Click that link above right now. Take that little digit. Click. Now click add to cart. Now click checkout.
Jesus.
Hey, the wearables is tied to compliance. You all know that. Meaning the doctor's going to get a notification that you missed your dose.
You mean Nurse Ratchet?
Who's gonna benefit from that?
Time to take your medication. Time to take your medication. Time to take your medication.
They're going to shut down your payment system.
Time to take your vaccination.
All that.
Time to take your vaccination. Ding, ding, ding.
Somebody says time to take my medication.
Alert,
Yeah,
alert, alert. Alert, alert, alert.
I forgot to smoke my blunt. I almost forgot.
You have not taken your 14th COVID vaccination.
Actually, if y'all watch that video on that summit, the wearables is not going to even be needed. Based off of what this thing said, it's going to integrate with you where you can interact with it without any device. It's going to be your new natural. Units of measurement. Quantum is unit of measurement at the subatomic level.
They're already in I forget which countries, but this was like a year or two ago. They're already putting pay devices in people's hands. Already. That's crazy.
Well, come to find out, the spike protein was exactly that. It's a technology. So they're saying that they're treating you for a spike protein, but they're injecting you with the spike protein, which is a technology.
So you got to treat a spike protein with a spike protein. That's kind of like saying, we're going to cut spending by borrowing and spending more. That's what they do. They say one thing and they do the other. It's humiliation hypnosis. You have to really track these people. So on my laptop downstairs, I have hundreds of clips from 2020. I recorded the shit out of Facebook and YouTube and everything they were pumping to us and feeding us in terms of lies and propaganda. Fauci, if his lips are moving, that fucking snake is lying. That man has to hide his face now. He can't even be seen in public. People are so pissed at that fucking liar. So remember the ancient wise Native American saying, and you will never, ever be lied to again. It goes like this. If you can say it, it is not true. That's what the ancient people of North America said. And remember, if you can say it, it is not true. It may be a paradox because I'm saying it, but I'm repeating it from what's called a book, everybody. I'm in a book club. And in my book club, we only study wisdom texts. And let me give you another one. The more you think, the more you speak, the further from the truth you're going to get. That is the essence of the advertising industry. Back in the 1860s, the snake oil salesman of the West who tried to cure your tuberculosis with a bottle of a Malort and some food color dye, that was what originally this deceptive advertising in the medical industrial complex deals with. Making false claims about how you can improve your health, protect your health, or protect the health of other people. That's what they lied to us about in March of 2020. Every single one of them. I have hundreds of Congress people going before we the people in Congress, lying nonstop, voting for the HEROES Act, the CARES Act, and they all wore masks when they did. They had to mask up and lie about it. They didn't even want to show their faces. That's how you know how humiliated they were about what they were doing, borrowing trillions of dollars for you. So Pfizer could get, all the money, Moderna, J&J, et cetera, hundreds of billions of dollars, trillions of dollars, all lies, borrowing and spending for you that you now owe. The individual tax, every American used to owe $100,000. Now we all owe $400,000 individually. You don't have a retirement. You have a $400,000 debt you got to start working off. So understand your real perspective or your real position relative to everybody else who made millions of dollars off of COVID-19, billions of dollars. Many people made more money from the COVID-19 congressional and Federal Reserve response than at any time in human history. There's a lot of people walking around that made a lot of money and went on a lot of President Club trips because sales had never been better.
It's a control system. The control system. I'll let you go.
That statement you made, if you could say it, it's a lie. That's a message, man. That's almost like the Indian Removal Act happened in 1830. That's when they prevented people from sharing their history. A lot of history was erased. Then you get another set of information that's allowed while they abolished other people's information on their history. That was a real interesting statement. If it's a lie, if you could see it, like if it's allowed for you to say it while they're abolishing everything else as far as information is concerned, yeah, that's deep.
It's never been a secret that after the 70s, America decided to poison its own citizens. The only place where poison is actually profitable is in the United States of America. Monsanto, the number one chemical company, started as a chemical company, is now almost your number 2 or 3 food producer. Bill Gates, the great Bill Gates, is probably your number 3 food producer. So it is what it is. But Augustus, be careful who you mod. They're bringing their behaviors from other rooms over here, and they're trying to make your room a vacuum chamber where people cannot speak their minds. So be very careful who you mod, because they kick people out the room for being respectfully.
Yeah, I got that message from you. I told you sent it yesterday, but I read it.
No worry. I respect you to the utmost, but you got to understand that there's a culture going around Clubhouse that when they don't agree with what you say, they try to shut you down. And that has never been a culture in the preservation of the human race. Ever.
I think it was that girl that was like crying.
That Alyssa girl, and she talk about all the she got elected by the Illuminati.
From her saying all types of
I don't
crazy
cry over
shit.
spilled milk, but I'm just telling you that you're holding the fort of the free world in this room in Clubhouse, because no other place allows you to speak your mind. Every place in this place, with no exceptions, is a vacuum chamber.
Yeah, she said all this shit, like, I don't know why I'm hated, blah, blah, blah. I never asked for my badge, but...
TBI, don't worry about it. No, I just want to let you, I want you to be aware of that. I don't want to take it.
And then you get kicked out.
Forget about that. Doesn't matter. Is anybody watching the new rectum that they're opening for Kash Patel in Congress?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yo, that shit.
The new what?
I didn't want to say asshole.
I
didn't want to say asshole. I said rectum. I try to be respectful in this room because I'm trying to hold the fort of the last room that has any respect in this whole thing. Because there's people that are here that do not let you speak your mind. And I don't know if you know me, but ever since you heard me over this app, I've been speaking my mind however I can. And I've always been the same person, and I will never stop being this person. Ever. I don't compromise my integrity for nothing.
And you ain't supposed to. Salute.
Yeah, that's why I would like you so much.
But check this out. To stay on topic, my brother, ever since the 70s, we went from 3-4 ingredients to everything to 15, 16, 17 ingredients. Ingredients that don't even matter. The red nines, the high fructose corn syrups, all these funny names that you can't pronounce. Why is it in our food?
I would say that started before the 70s. The poisoning started when they started injecting people with so-called vaccines. Virus was something that had the word virus was something that either you took or something that had to be injected in you. That's the etymology of the word virus. Slimy substance, snake poisoning, snake venom and poisoning. That's what the word virus used to mean. And this current medical infrastructure, now they're saying this is something that the body naturally produces. That's bullshit.
Well, isn't it just the way that, so if they're trying to poison everything, right? And it's like they have the poison and they supposedly have the cure. So they want to benefit one. It's like, what do you get out of it? First, you have the innovation of technology, tracking and surveillance. And then do this intentionally to humanity, right? Like sabotage them and then say, we have all these med beds, we got all this shit, and profit from all that. So you wouldn't be able to
create the problem, then profit from the solution that they already made. And then the solution is what's really taking you out.
Yep. And it's not just here in the United States, they're doing it everywhere. It's just that you don't see it. Of course, the media doesn't, show it, but it actually is. It's just done differently. It filters whatever it is over there, and then they come and do it over here. It says it back and forth, but it's all going to be a whole fucking network. And I agree, like, if he was sitting there announcing earlier, going with AI and having that quantum, right? So that would explain all that shit, quantum healing, and then that would explain, Tesla's med beds that they already have. So that's interesting. Whatever all these high-tech individuals that biotech, all that shit, they're literally got together and say, how can we all benefit around the world and make it into that one new system that would fit in all the categories? Monetize, control your money, your sickness, the health organization, like everything that worldwide would be able to benefit. It's a new system. The old system's crashing, so they're trying to profit from this. But that means if they control that, keep in mind, if these individuals don't watch their business and things, if they have it already controlled by that opposition, then they can shut all these and make themselves the top individuals if they wanted to, because they literally put everything everywhere. sort of sensitizing, monitoring, doing everything. They're watching at all times. And censoring, keep in mind, that's where the censoring, that would everything, your amendments, your speech, everything, it's like it's going to have to be filtered to their way of teaching whether you like it. So either you're going to be part of it or you're not. Oh, so you're not going to be part of it. Just keep in mind this and this and this is going to be removed from you. So what are you going to do?
That's the controlling oligarchy. Listen, the controlling oligarchy is getting $2 trillion a year off of our backs, we the people, we the hosts. They are the parasites sucking the blood from the system like vampires. We need to redirect the flow of this borrowing and spending back to we the people directly. If that means liberty checks, let it be. But this government, you can't trust it. You have to go to Open Secrets and see who your congressional and your senatorial representative is taking money from. That is their paymasters. They are bought and sold whores. You have to be politically aware. The primary is March 17th. Everyone in this room has to be a registered voter. You need to find out who you're voting for and who they're taking money from. Okay, I'm a positive optimist. I'm trying to come up with creative solutions here. If anybody thinks I'm correct, put a 1 in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Put a 1. 1, 1, 1. And that's all I'm saying. Now is all important. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with me. If you should know who your sponsor, what the sponsored logos are on that jacket of that person you're representing, or who's representing you and that you're paying for. They're borrowing and spending for you. They took you from $100,000 to $400,000 in debt. It's not going away, ladies and gentlemen. You have to be fiscally conservative and financially aware of the situation. This is all dealt with in dollars. We can talk all day long, but the numbers aren't changing. You have to be aware of who you're voting for and who their sponsored companies are behind that person. Go to Open Secrets and look up your congressional representative. Does everybody here know what district they live in? Who's your congressional representative? For federal Congress, go to Open Secrets right now, type their name in, post it to X. Post your X handle, follow me on X. We have to get organized and be smarter. I thought yesterday, do you realize that if we go into hyperinflation and there's mass starvation and there's no food coming into the country and we're not making our own food, and nobody has any income anymore, do you realize that communication will become a priority? No one will be allowed to speak unless you're begging. Only way you can come on here is you have to convince people why other people need to send you money because you're starving and your children are starving and you're going to die unless you come on the internet and beg for money. That's how bad things could get, meaning that we have to prioritize our communication. So if anything is be intelligent, but be politically active, be socially active. That is how real change will happen. You have to create real networks. You have to become a node. You're a communication information warrior and a subject matter expertise. That's what will happen in the future economy, where things will get so bad there will be breadlines and there will be tens of millions of Americans in the street because BlackRock owns all the houses and they're not renting them to you. You never know how crazy things can get, based on the way that the game is played. This is all game theory, ladies and gentlemen. You've all been coming to this app to participate in a game theory, a scientific experiment. What kind of catalyst are you? What kind of properties do you have? What have you been bringing to the table, and what are you taking away? What are you transmitting? What kind of message are you communicating? This is awareness, ladies and gentlemen. It all deals with communication.
So let me tell you one thing. First of all, if it goes to voting and knowing where the hell did it fucking get us? Look us on top. Where did it get us? So I think we've been voting for fucking years and go and do this in Congress and all that shit. At the end of the day, they're all over. So even though you take out, you're definitely going to need some backup plan to literally, I know it's a solution, but you're going to, like when you go for pushback, when you're trying to get rid of these, you're going to have major pushback. And you're going to need a whole fucking group and army to figure that shit out because they're all over. And then what good did it get us? Look who we have fucking running this whole United States. Oh, yeah, the voting did very good. Where the fuck did it get? Look how the shit, more disaster that it is that he's basically destroying from the inside. We got invaded by people in here. The thing is, and you thinking by you take certain people, they're all connected. You're gonna have to go through secrecy and figure out who they all are. They got the backup who's supporting them. You're gonna literally have to fucking clean house, and they're not gonna give it to you easy and say, "Oh, because we're voting." How many voices go up there and fucking vote and look where we're at still? You're doing it for decades, so that angle is not working where we're going at. And you're thinking it's way beyond what we actually think, what these people know and who they're. Well, I'm not saying it's fear, but you better have somebody up there really high with a whole bunch of fucking army to clean fucking house, and they ain't gonna give it to you easy. They're all corrupted, especially the people that are supporting them across the fucking seas. And they're in the health, they're in the government, they're in our CIA, FBI, they're about every fucking FEMA, everything that you fucking know. And we got some of our police operators, some are National Guard, some of the stuff that are even corrupted with the same people. That's a lot of fucking corruption everywhere.
Listen, corruption is around the world. Corruption
That's what I said, it's everywhere.
Let me ask you a question. Make it pop. Quick question.
But if we're talking about solutions, you're gonna need a big fucking army to clean fucking house.
The only thing
gonna give you a big pushback.
If you want a solution, put all of them in one room, and you already know. So you can't do those things on social media. But you gotta understand.
It's not gonna happen. I mean, you gotta have better solutions.
That's the only solution.
No, this deals with mind viruses. They've created a mind virus. We are the solution to that mind virus. And because they created a mind virus, we can recreate a new mind virus and take over the network. You have to understand, this is a chain of command of communication. And this room right now and the work that Augustus has done has proven that you can regime change, that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are not our leaders. Thank God, because guess what? You think this little conflict with Russia would have de-escalated? It would have escalated beyond belief. They would have plunged us into a third world war. That takes the cake. All this debt talk means nothing when a third world war breaks out. And Kamala Harris and Tim Walz could have taken us over the edge because they are that psychopathic, that deranged, that stupid, that manipulated, that whorish. They are bought out little pimps and whores. That's what they are. They are owned by other people. So let me tell you this. Thank God Donald Trump and J.D. Vance are our leaders, because those are men who have some stability behind them, unlike Tim Walz and Kamala Harris, who are bought and paid for whores. They would have destroyed this country and fought the war and fought a World War III.
Oh God, slow down, bro. We understand. Okay, slow down. Let me ask you a question.
Just going on and on. Real quick, we have conversations here. We don't listen to dissertations and theses.
I don't disagree with you, but we can't have dialogue if we don't come up for air.
Michael, you gotta be clone, brother. We gotta clone you. But at the end of the day, let me ask you a question. People say, "Oh, World War III." Ladies and gentlemen, World War III is right now. There's not one region on this planet that's not at war or has war-ready ships, armies at their sea. Right now, we're at the Sea of Venezuela. We're at the Sea of Russia. Everybody is ready for war. The war is happening. The war of consciousness is happening.
This is like the best concept.
You wait till this UN
I hope
assembly
everybody
happens.
knows I'm a performative actor.
What they think about
some people might call that being a troll.
Crazy stuff to take the light off of them.
But a lot of people don't like that kind of rhetoric. And that's my game. Everybody is essentially trying to create as much dopamine flare as possible. And this is me being hyperbolic.
Just think about it.
But still, it's just political, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be upset when I call Tim Walz and Kamala Harris a pimp and a whore. It's called politics. And it's not even that
You're
crude.
be prepared for every single little thing that they're going to come at you. And keep in mind, and even if you take those morons off the fucking top, they still got other minions in the fucking bottom that will replace them easily with the other fucking minions.
Well, this sounds like an Antifa room now, ladies and gentlemen. That was the original title of the room. Who here's an Antifa member? Who here's a radical violent person? Because that's really what I'm concerned about is violence. Now, you can try to say I'm going, hyperbolic. I'm just literally, I am an actor. I am a creator. I am an artist. I'm a filmmaker. I'm a politician. I'm a veteran. I'm here to tickle your feather, and I hope you're having fun. Yes, maybe you think I'm being too political, but I'm just here to tell you that if you haven't gone on a walk yet today and you're going to be on this app for 8 hours, it's not good for your health, ladies and gentlemen. Try going to the gym and reading a book.
No, hold on one second. What you said, John. Hold on one second, because what you said is very important. By the way, I've been researching all these conspiracies and everything since the Russian manifestos in the 80s. Where Carl, I forgot his name, all the Bob Akin and all those other crazy people. But you got to understand one thing. In my journeys, everybody that carries all this information turns crazy. There's a point of no return after you know so much that you can no longer be normal. So, ladies and gentlemen, please do not let this information overload your regular days. Go on your walks. Go do what you got to do in life. And don't let this consume you, because it will, because there's no ending to what this is going on. This has been happening for thousands and thousands of years before us, and it will happen for thousands and thousands of years after us. The only advantage that we have is that we can freely communicate with people in different regions and actually report of what is actually really going on, and not depending on a media source to tell us what's going on. That's the only difference. Because if they could do that part right there, the Anne Frank diary, they even said that that's a lie. So at the end of the day, just enjoy the fact that you could speak to people with different...
You're going to downgrade a dead girl who was murdered in an apartment by Nazis? Sir, what's wrong with you? Are you part of Antifa? You're calling Anne Frank a liar? I'm calling you a liar. Pull out Anne Frank's book and read a chapter, dummy. Don't come in here and tell us about Anne Frank's book unless you read a chapter from that book, sir.
Questions?
We have a record.
Okay. So for me and whoever just got in the room, can you give us a brief recap of what you're talking about? As far as don't get overwhelmed with this information. Can I sum it up? Please.
John, lower down the radicalism, my brother. I understand.
Can you let it make it pop? Someone, if you don't mind, make it pop.
So the thing is, I understand, like everybody has a freedom of speech, how to speak, and how everything's being censored. The media doesn't show you everything that's going on. He's talking about voting, and I'm saying my perspective. How many fucking years we've been voting, and we still end up there? They take them down, they replace them. They take them down, they replace them. Where has that gotten us? And look who the world we got right now. That is so. And keep in mind, this individual was always talking about he's going to do this, he's going to do that. But aftermath, I don't see no solutions coming in. So it's getting even worse. Right?
Can you speak on the $400,000 that you were saying that we're going to owe?
That would be...
Yeah, go to usdebtclock.org. It pulls it out of the treasury.gov API. 7 years ago, it was $100,000, and today it's over $400,000 per American.
John,
please, John.
Speaking it right instead of being politically giving a damn speech. Just talk like a normal human being, bro.
No, he's on a pulpit of or whatever he's on. But hold on one second.
Can you speak to the Republican, please?
Listen. When I start getting paid, I start doing what people want me to do. Till then, you got to get what I want to do or what I'm willing to do. So
okay, so you talk about it.
So what you're saying is, if you can't be used, you're useless?
Please, I'm begging of you. Listen, when he says 400,000, he's dividing the $45 trillion worth of debt with the population of the United States, and each American, what they will be responsible for. That will be the 400,000.
Oh, so it's nothing written in stone that that's what's coming. It's just
no. It's just dividing the net.
Yeah, it's written in stone. It's called math. As he just told you, it's called division. That's a function in mathematics. Go to usdebtclock.org to see the true financial picture of you, we the people, at an individual per capita level.
Yo, John, the least you could do is become a member of the club, bro. That's the least you could do since we got to listen to your rants and to your uncontrollable.
Sir, if you're in a club, I'm not joining it. Hey, Mark, welcome to the stage.
Well, the thing is the crazy thing. Even though they would turn it around the debt, if they actually owe, that's the reason why. What would be a better way to hijack and cyber attack all the whole fucking system? You wouldn't have even a fucking track of who owes what, and they would be like, well, do you have a track? Do you have a trace? What they owe, what they don't? That's why they're actually using all the quantum and the fucking AI. It's also trying to race and get.
Let's make room for new speakers. Mark, welcome to the stage. You're running for Congress.
Yeah. John is like a distracting, to be honest with you.
I did that, Augustus. Call me responsible. I did that. In order to keep a space, you have to keep those people out.
You know what's crazy, Sucker Free? You told him that he got, like, the people got to stop people from talking, and then you did the same thing you warned against.
That's okay.
Very, very excellent observation.
I'll count.
But no, I said that the Johns are crazy everywhere. I see we have Minnesota crazy John, now we got Augustus crazy John.
Because I understand there's some information, but the thing is, he it's like you're hearing a fucking commercial, and he's taking away from whatever he's saying, and he's trying to be humorous at the same time, and he's taking away from the information he's trying to bring in.
What happened to Sucker Free? Did somebody move him or something?
Are we still on here?
Bro.
Oh, they moved him.
No, somebody did. I didn't do that.
Who kicked him down? Oh, that was not me, Sucker Free. No.
Yeah, no, y'all be playing too many games with these moderator bags. You said what? You did it?
No. Don't kick. Don't kick anyone, guys, please.
Who kicked him to the bottom?
I don't know, but I'm bringing it back up.
Probably whoever he was talking about.
Sucker Free, we sent you an invite.
Well, the person that he was talking about is not up here or whatever.
So somebody who's a friend of John didn't like it.
I'm here.
Yeah, I hear that you're here, but like we were just trying to figure out who kicked Sucker Free down.
Yeah, somebody kicked
Well, I'm inviting you back up, Sucker Free, so yeah, y'all be playing too many games.
There's something real interesting about how this government keeps people in debt and the rebranding of indentured servants to slavery to being bonded or bounded by debt. If the government is creating debt that keeps us bounded by under their authorities, then the government is the people who shouldn't even. If we're still under colonial rule, there's there's endless possibilities how this government under colonial rule is going to treat humanity. That's why they've been committing crimes against humanity and getting away with it.
Well, Mark is running for Congress here in Illinois. Mark has yet to speak. Mark, I'm wondering, how would you fix the economy?
Free market, baby. All these people that want handouts got to put their hands back in their pockets. And if you work and you try, then you can succeed. That's the American dream. That's what America's all about.
But Mark, we're borrowing $2 trillion a year that we don't have. A lot of that money ends up in the net income of major Fortune 500 corporations. Why are we giving ourselves future tax liabilities to have corporate profits now?
Because they're taxing more, they're giving more fucking money, or they're supporting Israel and shit, and they're taxing us a lot of fucking shit.
Every dollar we invest in Israel, we get two back. So that's not it. What it is that the Democrats are completely paid and bought by all these special interests. So they're lying there. Look at AOC. She went in. She was worth $5,000. Now she's worth $15 million. They just make money off the deal, and they're bought and paid for by these corporations to pass legislation, which literally it's like bribes. I don't know the difference between these lobby fees or book fees or appearance fees. It's all a scam, and it's unfortunately almost all on the Democrat side, but there's some on the Republican side too.
So
And that's your answer, and they don't care.
If you were
they don't
to,
have to bounce.
Mark, what district are you running in? What are your top towns, and what would be your first pieces of legislation you'd like to propose?
I don't think anybody on here is in it, but I'm in the 8th district, which is the west suburbs of Chicago. So it's O'Hare Airport out to Kane County, Cook County, and DuPage County. And my top issues would be to get rid of property taxes altogether and to make sure that border stays shut and we deport all these illegals. And that this will be real popular in this room. So, John, this is the only thing is we want to support Israel to end terrorists and end terror groups like Hamas so that we can live in a free world where we don't have to worry about getting assassinated like poor Charlie just got killed.
You want Israel to do what?
To eliminate all these terrorists like Hamas and Hezbollah, and for that matter, Iran.
Okay, so stop right there. I'm stop right there because I want to make sure that I'm understanding who Hamas is. So I'll jump out there because I don't know too much about the situation. So I'll jump out there with my non-education on Hamas. But the first thing I heard about Hamas was that they were a group of people that were, fed up with, everything that's going on in Gaza, like the black people would be, or like any group that's been oppressed will feel like, uprising. That's what they represent. However, the government has turned them into a terrorist organization. Now, I might have a misunderstanding because that's the first thing I heard about them. But tell me who. I feel like we need an explanation of who Hamas is because I feel like a lot of countries, they'll just label you with some shit and then that allows them to do any and everything they want to you, whether or not you started a certain way, or not. Like, are they like terrorists that just doing shit for no reason? Or who is Hamas?
They're classified as a terror organization, and they've proven that out thousands of times over by killing thousands of innocent.
What was their initial like? Why did they?
Sorry for interrupting you. Can I speak up? I'm Palestinian, by the way. My brother is Hamas. He's working with Hamas. Can I speak up, please?
Yeah.
I'm Palestinian, and I live in Dubai, Middle East. Let me tell you something. Hamas is not a insurgent group. Hamas is not an insurgent group. They're defending for the innocent people in Gaza Strip. And because they don't have a country, they don't have a system, and they don't want to live a peaceful life. And I have cousins and family have been killed every moment. I have around 20 cousins. And I have like a cousin is 4 years old that's been slaughtered. And they're sending me a video. I can share it with you.
Okay, pause there. Stop right there. Okay, so Mark gave his. One second. I'm going somewhere with this. So Mark gave his explanation, which is the rhetoric that we hear every day, and then Positive, whoever he is, came on here and gave his rhetoric, which is also something we hear. My thing is, in this room, we're set for freedom. We represent freedom. We represent positivity, love, trying to get out of this matrix, all that bullshit, right? So if I'm a black woman, right, and all my black people, one day we get tired of the oppression that we suffered over thousands of years, and we decide to rise up out of this system. We decide to do something about that. Will we then be considered, after all the bullshit that has been done against us, would we then be considered a terrorist organization as well?
Yes, we would. Domestic terrorists.
Yeah. Can I jump in?
So what are we talking about?
You're intolerant of people.
Hold on, Mark. I'm gonna jump in.
And yes, if you think gays are buildings.
Guys, please,
Oh my God, Michael, please.
Guys, one person can talk, please.
Yeah, hold on.
One person can talk.
Wait, hold on, Em. Hold on. We're going to give you the mic. Please don't leave. Go ahead, Em.
I just want to simply say, my understanding that Hamas was a terrorist organization, they were deemed a terrorist organization for a very, very long time. Then the politics changed and they formed a separate Hamas political organization.
Yes.
Okay. So it's pretty sticky. Number one there, Billy. So yes, they were labeled that, then they weren't labeled that. So they had ties to terrorism. They said they cleaned it out. They were supporting the Palestinians' plight.
Okay, but just like Muslim Brotherhood,
Yep.
it was designated a terrorist group by the United States for many years, and then Obama took them off that designation and then allowed them to party here in the United States. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Yep.
In fact, we had a Muslim Brotherhood working in the administration under Obama, which I actually had many conversations with via Twitter.
No.
So, yes, it is Muslim Brotherhood.
Now we're talking.
Which Muslim Brotherhood?
What do you mean, which?
Muslim Brotherhood is a group established in Egypt in 1937.
Yep.
They migrated to the U.S. and they come from a very rich family. And get supported. Yeah, and they have it's a group have some certain ideology. It's a kind of radical ideology. I agree.
The Saudi Arabians, the individuals in there.
It's not Saudi Arabia. It's a different thing.
No.
Saudi Arabia is Wahhabism.
They were banned.
So I hope we realize. I just wanted to fit in taking in all these opinions from my question.
And was speaking.
Well, I just want to jump in there really quick and just finish it, because people were jumping in on me as well, right? And I don't mind that. So I'm flowing and going. So I just want to complete it by saying, I feel like we're just really fucked, because at any time, if we feel like we're going to rise up and we're going to, protect ourselves and start doing something, we're going to be labeled as domestic terrorists or whatever. What?
But let me tell you something. I have a brother. My brother is working in Hamas, and I support them. So I have some questions because I want to tell you the truth. So please answer me sincerely. No, unbiased answer. Don't clutch in something. So the first questions: what basis do you call Hamas our terrorist group? What basis you're saying they are terrorists?
We're only getting that identity or that classification from the media. Our government is classifying them as terrorists.
Forget that. Fuck the media. I mean, what? So what are what the situation that proves that those people are doing some terrorism act?
So we got two things in there. So we got two things. One, the media and our president and the way it's working. We understand. This is why we know that the media lies in the only show, and we understanding there is false profiters or people within certain people's religion that are actually saying they're actually that religion when they're not, and they come and invade. So this is where you got two sides fighting in the same thing, just like the Muslims. The Muslim with the individual also said, right, they had some individuals that they're saying they're Muslim and they're not Muslim. So now people thinking that the bad guy. So you got two people. It's and so this side, it wants to, it's like everybody's pointing fingers and we got psyops in every direction. That's the problem. And the media shows it and our government backs it up. So we're being lied to, but we're also seeing it's not that way. And we're understanding there's other people who are speaking and there's some places saying, hey, it's not us. We got integrated. There's somebody else also saying that they're part of us when they're not. So those are false people. I mean, this is where these wars are at. And this is where their jobs. So there's many of them spread out. And we know there is also the Muslim Brotherhood that's in here, which there's another one in Arabia here waiting for other orders across. So there's a lot of mixture of this shit. So we're in the same way as you guys are being told, and we're being told differently. So there's a problem. That's why and they censor everything. And I understand with number one or whatever name that if we do, that's what I was telling John. I understand if we go up and send there and rise up and say, since they changed the fucking laws, if we speak up, we're going to be getting anything that demolishes the government or goes against it, we're going to be considered, like it says, domestic terrorists. So now they changed the law. Anything that
Well, listen, all I'm saying is that all communication matters. And I would just say eliminate profanity from your verbal diet altogether. My dad told me like a couple of years ago, he said, John, you're using the F word a lot. You're using a lot of profanity. He's like, just don't do that anymore. I was like, oh, shit, you're right. Oops, I just did it again. So the point is, don't step in your own dog shit.
Voting is not anything at all, period. It hasn't got us anywhere. As well as other people being attacked and they're being turned against each other. There's people invading here. They have the same thing in here. I understand we actually need what type of resources that we need that will back up if we do decide, right, as a people, because they're gonna go after us individually, right? So, and when you go against something, you're gonna have pushback. So if you would sit there, somebody give me the right suit, I guarantee I can gather a lot of people down here. We need, what is it that we actually need the right way to use their own laws against them instead of them using it against us before we rise and we do speak up.
They already under Biden said Catholics were terrorist organizations, parents were ordered by terrorist group. DHS put out a memo back in 2022 labeling us that. So the label is just one thing, positive. And so truth be told, I put a link in there that the origins of Hamas, and just like the origins of the Mujahideen, which turned into the Taliban, we all know what the Mujahideen is, right?
Listen, I just want to tell you guys a good quote.
We would be supposedly tied back to, say if, when Billy said, we was doing XYZ trying to protect ourselves, they'd be like, oh, we could track them back to terrorism this far back too. So at the end of the day, and then you talk about the Taliban or whatever, I don't think negatively of those people. I don't really think that they did anything to us. I don't think they blew up the World Trade Centers. They just gave them a fucking label and said they were the worst people in the world. Yeah.
Listen, you guys can talk about Israel all day long. I'm not trying to interrupt your conversation. I'm trying to literally just provide a little basis of wisdom or joy or stability in the communication from me. The only gift I can give to people is a positive attitude and a little wisdom, and maybe just encourage you all to take the deepest breath of the day.
Sugarcoating everything, because you sugarcoat everything and there's no damn solution. And voting up there, how many times do people go up there and vote?
I don't own a candy shop, and I don't like candy, and you can call me a sugar pop. But make it pop. I don't really care if I talk over you or anybody else as long as I'm allowed to speak. That's called my freedom of speech.
At the end of the day, like I said, where has it gotten us? Actually need right solutions, right things, because it's coming from everywhere. We're stuck in the middle. And these people are thinking we can go up and vote. How many
That's
times?
a take, ladies and gentlemen.
Look who we have on top. And they're censoring everybody. I'm sorry.
Green beans.
Hold on, positive. Hold on, somebody speaking.
It gets very frustrating. I've been doing this 5 years, and it always involves spin meisters coming up.
Green bean fascism. Have a good day. There are no gentlemen here.
And Osama bin Laden. I can admit that Israel funded and started certain clerics that evolved into Hamas. That's fair. Okay? But if we can't have an honest dialogue about our countries that we love, then we got nothing. We're just rambling on. So I appreciate you, John. I appreciate you positive. But it is what it is.
A lot of you brought up the year 2022. A lot of things happened between that year and 2023. The Vatican or the infiltrators, the people who did the Spanish Inquisition, that nation, people following the doctrine of discovery. That would be the origin, and all the subsidiaries created after the doctrine of discovery came here would be the start point, in my observation.
Hey guys, I gotta shut the room down. I'll be back later with another title. Thanks everybody for joining. If you're new, please join Preservation of the Human Race, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Salute.
That's how we're trying to fix it. So, no, it's not.
That's a tape.
I don't know why y'all do this, bro. It's very simple. They aren't screened out, so that is a unsupported premise. They are.
That's a JohnForCongress.com Preservation of the Human Race video.
To the devices of these good, clean, white, powerful people, they would just never hire anyone that they didn't want to hire or look like them or whatever, right? They just decide, no, I'm not doing it. I'll just not do it.
They're racist.
And what's so crazy is that I looked at the numbers. There's 691 reported pilots in the country. I don't know how many of them are commercial pilots, but we know if they were to like broaden their search